be back today.
In-game live with you on SportsGrid. World Cup 2026 coverage continues. Kevin Walsh, Gabriel Morency. It is a head-to-head showdown. I like over. I'll be honest. I love over. 2.5 goals in this game. And Gaby unders all of a sudden at this tournament looking for a clean sheet.
That's right, Kevin. And I tell you what, normally we've been given a last-minute governor's reprieve with the World Cup being in America. Right, you get that extra couple of minutes to get the bets in. They started this game literally at 4 o'clock Eastern for whatever reason.
Bizarre. Can't get a handle on it.
No, like everything else, like soccer's so military, like with their start times. And it's been, all right, you're kind of starting like 3 minutes after you're supposed to. But no, this one, they got going right away. And yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not shocked we're going head to head, I guess. You've been betting more overs in this tournament. I bet under or pass. I don't really bet a lot of soccer overs for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very unlike me that I'm actually trusting England in this match today. That I expect England to win this match, but I think it's going to be like 1-0, maybe a Harry Kane penalty kick type of deal. I'm curious your take. I look forward to your take on why you think there's going to be so many goals in this match. To me, listen, I love the under. That's the best bet to me in this game. All right, like I played England to win. I got England on a half plus half a goal. I'll just rattle off my picks. England to win, minus 147. England, Croatia, under 2.5, minus 130. Under 2.5 cards, plus 100. And I played a parlay with England plus half a goal, Panama plus half a goal, and Colombia to win outright tonight at plus 156. And I threw this in here as well. I played Harry Kane to score, Kevin. I do believe that if England scores, it will be Harry Kane that scores.
Yeah, I think that is totally fair. So it's probably not as hard for me to justify thinking England will score in this match. They can be Harry Kane reliant, but there is a lot of talent up there, right? Whether that, like the kid Gordon playing on the left was just a major signing for Barcelona, right? Jude Bellingham, obviously a focal point for Real Madrid. Like, these aren't just Premier League guys. They've really spread their wings.
So they're the highest paid players in the world, like amongst the highest paid players in the world, this team. They are, on paper, they're kind of a dream team, right? But,
you follow the talent that they left home, like the Foden, Palmer, Maguire, this is.
But you follow the EPL,
excuses.
Kevin, right? That's the league you follow more than any of the others, probably, right? Like, so I noticed you like the EPL. They have all these players. Not all of them are in the EPL, et cetera. But you know what I'm saying. So, they have all these players you talk about, the Bellinghams, the Kanes, the Declan Rices of the world, et cetera.
Yeah.
All these guys, they're all amongst the highest paid players. They play on the top teams. You know what I mean? Like, the Real Madrids, Arsenals, et cetera, Bayern Munich's. They're all on the top teams. Yet they all, every one of them, have disappointed on the big stage, Kevin. Right? Be it on their club level, right? Be it on the club level. Bayern fell short. Harry Kane fell short. Like Bellingham, like we go down the list. Declan Rice, too. I mean, Arsenal, I know they won the EPL championship, etc. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like this English side. Like, put it this way, guys. Harry Kane, how about this, Kevin? Harry Kane, since 2018, one guy in the world has more goals in the World Cup than Harry Kane. His name is Kylian Mbappe, not even Messi, Mbappe.
Yeah.
He has one goal in the knockout stage, Kevin. All of his goals are in the group play. Yeah. Like, as soon as you get real, they don't get it done.
And that's why there are no England futures here. And Gabe, so people talk about what England can do defensively. I don't care about them keeping clean sheets against Costa Rica and Albania. Like, Gabe, they likely won't concede to either Panama or Ghana. But Croatia is a different level. When you look at the friendlies against Senegal or Uruguay, they concede. If you look at their games at the Euros, they concede. So I think Croatia score, and Croatia defensively have been a nightmare entering into this tournament. 6 straight matches. Slovenia, Montenegro scored 2. The Faroe Islands got on the score sheet. Brazil for 3. Belgium for 2. Colombia for a goal. So I agree with you, Gabe. I think England win this match. I think it's 2-1, 3-1 here. But I think both of these teams are on the score sheet.
I'm choosing a selective process like a politician does with a poll. If it's a good poll, it's a strong poll. If it's a bad poll, it's the failing New York Times poll. Right? Same thing with like handicappers. If it's a nice trend, it like supports your argument. You're like, oh, that's a solid trend. And then if it doesn't, trends don't mean anything. What the hell does that mean? I'm not going to lie to you, Kevin. I'm aware of someone that hit the under hard in this game of Croatia's lead up into this. And I got to believe, and I've told myself, that doesn't mean anything. No, like that, like now that it's for real, the Croats, they'll tighten this up. Dude, these guys aren't easy to play. Like I'm telling you, they're a little older. Like that's the thing, right?
They're talented.
Modric can still play, Kevin, though. That's the thing. He can still play this guy.
100%.
But they're not an easy team to play against when it's real. I kind of, you know what I mean? Like there's some teams like, it's like Jokic. The Serbs and the Croatians, they don't do exhibitions well, Kevin. You know what I mean? No, like, you know what I mean? Like Jokic isn't an exhibition guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if it's for real, let's play and I'll kill you. But if it's an exhibition, I can't really dial it up like that. Like, I kind of look at like Croatia like this. Gabe.
We have seen these matches when it's the 2 top teams in a group starting off group play. We'd love a draw. We'll live with it, right? So, we've seen
there's only 7 spots, Kevin.
Button up.
7 spots difference of these two in the world rankings. Yeah. It's the closest ever for an opening match of a World Cup. So, like, for everyone that says, the World Cup's watered down, tell that to England and Croatia right now.
Right, and that's why, Gabe, like, if you guys, when we went through our futures, I bet Croatia to score in each match in the group stage. It's really just, will Croatia score in this match? They're going to score against Ghana. They're going to score against Panama. This is a good side here. The question is, do they break through? So, look, I'm on the over
Here's
right
England
now.
Buzzing in the box.
Uh-oh, that's good. You on the international feed? That seems way ahead. Let's get
Sorry,
that Fox speed.
I'm at 7:30 right now. Where are you? I got 7:32 and counting.
I'm certainly not at 7:32. I'll be there in about 20 seconds, and Gabe just told me that about 10 seconds ago.
Oh, but speaking of Fox, like, how about that it's taken less than a week for Zlatan to insult Lawless to his face and basically call him ignorant?
Like, I don't know how they're supposed to do a month together.
They need to break this up. They need to get him off the set. And I'm not saying fire him or whatever. It was a bad idea. All right? When I saw that and corner kick England, here's Declan Rice with a corner kick coming up. When I saw that they hired Zlatan and Ibrahimovic and Thierry Henry, I was like, whoa, there's some heavy hitters here. And I was thinking, as someone who's been in the TV biz for a long time, it'd be smarter like to not put Lawless and Mia Hamm and all their sort of Fox crew types on with these two. Let these two riff, Kevin, and go at it.
Yeah.
Let these two riff and go at it.
Gabe, I got to give you a lot of credit there for no reaction. I got to give you a lot of credit there. That's a penalty, right, Gabe, or no?
We're going to see, and here it is. And here it is. It's Harry Kane.
Wow.
We talked about Harry Kane getting a penalty kick goal.
Now, Gabe,
here we go.
Are you rooting for this to go in?
Yeah, because I don't think it'll open up. I'm not going to panic. And let's see. I bet you after this goal, it doesn't go to 3.5. Let's see if it does.
That's a great question. All right, hopefully Harry Kane.
I don't think he's going to miss it.
All right,
I sprinkled on first goal of the game for him, too.
Chris, our producer Chris, just made an incredible point. We took 2 penalties during that break. One of them was saved. They had to redo it. Harry Kane steps up to the spot, nails it. England 1, Croatia 0. Lines are resetting here. Minus 390. I'm seeing on England right now. Total 2.5 minus 141 to the over. So it looks like it's really 3.5, Gabe, but minus 145 is under on that 3.5.
Yeah, I'm seeing 3.5 at like in the minus 160s right now. And what a wild sequence as we went into the break. And for the record, I didn't post this. I said you got to tune in, right? We always post more. The game started right away, but recall off the top of the show, I said, yeah, Harry Kane to score. Probably scores on a penalty kick. I think England wins 1-0. Boom, there's the penalty kick. I sprinkled on Harry Kane. A thing, guys, too, if you like someone to score a goal, you got to take him to score the first goal as well. Similar to the NFL with touchdowns, right? You're like, what did I just get for this for Harry Kane?
Right?
Yeah, like, what did I get this? So it'll be settled here.
Get 7 touchdowns in a.
Okay.
This is a game you think they only have 1 goal. Of course you got to play.
I got plus 3. I got plus 350. First goal of the game, Harry Kane.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I also played him to score a plus 110. So I played more on the plus 110, but I'll take it. Whatever, you know what I mean? But what a wild sequence, guys. He got stopped on the PK. On the PK. And everybody were during the break. And I don't know, a lot of, Kevin basically convinced everybody in the booth and Master Control, the studio, to bet on England. And he bailed. He didn't do it himself.
Despite not betting England at all. Not even once.
Yeah, so everybody's like, and even I said, typical England, son of a.
Yeah.
After they missed the kick, goalkeeper left his line early. They redid it. Harry Kane scores. Harry Kane scores. So here we are, 1-0. We're going into the 14th minute right now.
We've now hit a stride in this tournament of the big favorite scoring, which makes Ronaldo not scoring.
Oh, my God.
Match to start today a really big deal. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Boot it into the box. Someone be special. Someone be special. Woo! That's a penalty. You can't do that. Woo!
This can't be like back-to-back penalties here. No, it's not.
Oh!
Wait. Are they reviewing?
No. He went to ground easy.
No. Ref doesn't want it. No. Ref saying no. Wow, a little scare there early. Yeah, I can't take this, dude. I just can't do this. Like I'm back on the international feed. I just can't live like this. Like I can't be a minute behind.
Gabe, listen. I told you, I don't blame you. I really don't.
Like yesterday, the 12 seconds, 10 seconds wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, but like even now, Fox is behind. I'm like, no, they're just too behind for me. Like,
no, I think
was Alexi Lawless running the production truck there? Hey, you and I talked about this, actually. You brought it up about Jesse Marsch. Here's another corner kick coming up for England. So England are buzzing around earlier. Yeah. You talked about Jesse Marsch, and there's a lot of bad blood, man. Like, you saw Dempsey and Donovan. Like, they don't like Marsch, and Marsch doesn't like them.
Oh, interesting.
So they're going, and Dempsey was like, I don't care what Marsch has to say. The guy's a traitor. So, a little strong traitor.
Ooh, that's a little strong. He
Canada.
wanted the U.S. job. Was he supposed to not work?
Yeah, exactly. But you and I, you brought it up as far as, the World Cup and non-citizens of the country coaching the squad. Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah, it's common and with the big-time teams. Never would you ever imagine, though, like with the past history of the world and everything, that a German would be coaching England. Like, they are literally like old, like they're like graves rolling over, corpses rolling over. But they're so desperate to win, Kevin, they don't care who it is. They're like, if it's a German, it's got the best tactics. But pretty wild, though, that England, think about it, EPL, England, all that, they hired a German to be their coach.
I mean, we said it. So think about that. So England and Brazil, like with non-regional managers. I mean, you two of the proudest nations when it comes to this sport. It does show that there's a desperation to win which I can respect. I do think
and,
it is
and
noteworthy that
you want the best
has ever won it, though. Not being from the
You want the best possible coach. You want the best possible coach, though, Kevin, right?
Right.
You don't want to limit yourself to, like, who's the best possible, French coach. Although France go with the Frenchmen, right?
Right.
They've kept it in-house, France. But we've talked about it, like put it this way. Like, imagine if the Philadelphia Eagles could only hire a coach from Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Kind of limiting yourself. Kind of limiting yourself.
I hear you, but I don't know. I just think international means more, right? Because it's not like every player on the Philadelphia Eagles is from Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Like, there is a big difference.
Yeah. I know. You know, it'd be weird, though, because it would be unheard of in hockey with some teams. Right? Like some,
there are clubs who do it, like in Spain, and not even like you have to be like from a region in Spain. Like, I think it's like Atletico Bilbao, Gabe. Like, you have to be from a certain area, or they just don't even put you on the team. Forget the coach.
Yeah.
The team.
Yeah, no, and exactly. Some teams think like that. How often do they win?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Hey, you know what? I'll throw out a quick story about that. Don Cherry, Don Cherry, so a legendary hockey coach, TV analyst. Don Cherry, whatever, had that big, Canadian and Americans, and Euros are soft, and Russians are communists. So he bought a junior hockey team, and he actually said, I only want American or Canadian kids on the team. And they set a record. They were the worst team in the history of the league, and the team went bankrupt after like 2 years. Like, he wouldn't draft I'm not taking a kid. He's Swedish. He's soft. Not Canadian, tough Canadian boys only. They literally won like 5 games out of 80, Kevin. It's like, bro, it's 2026 now, or 20, and this time it's 2020, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you can't live like this. Like, it's an open world now, man. Like,
we're right back on SportsGrid.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, like I'm talking about just like a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. Like, I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help
it.
I
knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, guys, back right here on SportsGrid in-game live. I just wanted to quickly mention the early result today between Portugal and Congo. I appreciated the enthusiasm for the broadcast, but they were making it seem like a Spain-Cape Verde Part 2. The odds certainly did not suggest that. That was a bit of overstating Portugal and really underselling the Congo, who Aaron Wan-Bissaka is like a well-known Englishman who's out there playing right back for the Congo. But listen, you got to do what you got to do.
They have numerous players that play in the EPL on that team. They were sloppy defensively. All right. At the first couple of minutes, I was like, God, it was like watching the Vancouver Canucks try to clear the zone in a hockey game. Just like terrible. And Congo were trying these like cute little passes to clear their zone, the box, and Portugal was just taking the ball back. And it was like, dude, just drill the ball down the field. Like, you guys, like, you're going to be in big trouble. And they started to figure it out and realize, all right, just clear the damn box, kick the ball down the field. But their confidence started to grow, and I agree with you. That wasn't – Portugal were big favorites, but not like in that sense. Like, Congo were respected enough. And if you saw my post before the match, Kevin, I said Congo are going to get Portugal trouble. Right? I expected this, and Ronaldo struggled. Let's call it out for what it is. They're going to have to think about –
He really
He was
did.
in the way. And his fanboys got mad. I forgot it's soccer and it's global. And I said, Portugal has a Ronaldo problem. I got attacked. Like, shut up, bozo, and bald this. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, Ronaldo, what do you know? Like, it's like, all right, get it. He's your pretty boy. You love him and stuff. But Mbappe, Messi, like, look at these guys, what they did. Like, and Messi's older. Those are the two comparisons, right? Like,
I do think there was added pressure to light it up. It's like, oh, it's only Congo. Messi just scored a hat trick. It's like, it's not that easy. And
hey, Terry Henry had a great analysis of it. And I didn't even see it. I saw the clip of it. And he basically said, all he is trying to do is score, and it's hurting the team.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where he was supposed to stretch things out. This is a ballet. It's not a one-man show, right? This isn't tennis. Everybody needs to be on the same, I'm going to go here, and then you cut in here, and it's going to create space for him there. Ronaldo is just me. Give me the ball. Kick it at the net. And he's in the way in the box, Kevin. Like, you got a bunch of younger dudes on this team that should be flying around, playing with their creativity, and it's almost like a wide receiver. Well, we got to get the ball to Ronaldo. It's like, no, we don't. Get him off the damn pitch. Let him come off the bench and be the spiritual leader. That's what I thought was going to happen, Kevin. Like, they want to live and die like this with him. Good luck. They're in the same group with Colombia, bro. That ain't no joke.
No, Colombia are a good side, obviously. They've already drew here. I mean, Uzbekistan, it's not like Uzbekistan are going to be some walk in the park if Congo weren't.
No, Colombia step up tonight. Colombia step up tonight against Uzbekistan.
I'm saying
the last ones.
Game, right? Like, if you drew it Congo, don't tell me that the 3 points against Uzbekistan are a guarantee. What was interesting is there were clearly moments where Ronaldo felt left out, and he was at like the midway line just trying to get a touch of the ball. At that point, then you're like, you might as well put him on the wing. It's easier to get the ball. It's easier to run with the ball. But now you're changing your whole play style.
They can't do that.
So underwhelming watching this team with this talent play so safe. Like they said, again, they have possession 65%. Who cares? Someone shoot it. Someone make an aggressive pass. Somebody make a run in. And it just wasn't happening enough for Portugal in that game. So we'll see if they kind of go to the drawing board in their next match. I assume they close with Colombia, Gabe, as opposed, right? So I assume Uzbekistan will be enough for the Portuguese side.
That I want to confirm that. I know the game's in Miami. It's like a very hot ticket.
Oh wow.
Colombia, let's see, Portugal. Yeah, you're right. It's Portugal, Uzbekistan next Tuesday.
Yeah. Be a lot of pressure.
I think Uzbekistan, they're going to be, I know, but like they are talent challenge, Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
I saw them play against Canada in the final tune-up, and they have a hard time scoring. Like they're hanging on for dear life, this team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the African sides have some skill like type thing. These guys don't really have a lot of skill. They just sort of play. They play, and I tell you what, I don't want to go undercards in this, with Uzbekistan and Colombia tonight. Because that could be someone where there could be some chippy tackling and cleat play tonight.
We'll be right back, England.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all four.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, I'm talking about just like a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, so we're back to 2.5 as that primary number, but minus 175 towards the over. Croatia enjoying a nice bit of control of possession for really the first time in this game. So we'll see what they're able to make of that. Certainly an English side that are capable on the counterattack, but also really sinking back here. In a way, oh gosh, who were we talking about yesterday, Gabe? Had every single shirt, inside the opponent's attacking 30.
Senegal.
Defending.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's what you have here. For England are really sinking back here, Gabe.
This is what they do. That's why I bet the under, but look at this. A little bit of a dangerous volley into the box here. Bellingham. I was like, oh, God, no, not another penalty kick. But Bellingham sort of took a dive in there.
Oh, okay.
Bellingham took a dive.
Oh.
You're seeing that there. So, man, I can't help myself. It's the World Cup, right? So let's just do it. I try to be disciplined and, it's a marathon and not a sprint, but each game comes and I'm basically just emptying the account. It's a pretty dangerous way to live. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, what last night, it starts right now.
It starts off with $75, here, $150 on that, this and that, and then couple of in games, and then last night, bro, it was literally, it felt late for me. It was getting late. Like it was like 11 o'clock my time type thing. So 2 in the morning, it was 2:10 in the morning Eastern. And there I was, Kevin, literally heart thumping like it was a Hawaii game. Please don't. No, I can't have one more yellow card for like 20 minutes. So in the middle of the night, I'm up just pacing, stressing. a Jordan-Austria game. God bless the World Cup. Middle of the night, Jordan, Austria, and I'm like, oh, God, this is stressful. And we got out of it alive. I was like, oh, we survived. And I'm sort of like, I'm a dangerous person. I'm like, yeah, we escape danger. I'm like a criminal that like barely got away with robbing a bank. And like, instead of taking it easy, I'm like, nah, we'll just go to a different neighborhood today. We'll be fine. I go back for more all the time. And like, once in a while, it bites me. I got burnt by my card aggression today in the Portuguese game. But that was a little weird one. Like, both teams, Portugal started to get mad and frustrated.
Yes,
and it's funny I bring this up, Kevin. They typecast these countries. I'm telling you. Like, so they got Ghana. Everything is the cards were always 3.5 before, guys, but no one bets this stuff. No one bets cards, right? It's like a long field goal prop. I'm not saying nobody, but it's not sexy. So there's no cards being called in the tournament. The refs are letting them kill each other. So we've been crushing it. They finally adjusted and making it 2.5 now. It's not 3.5 anymore. So it's 2.5 all the time. It's 2.5 plus 100 in this game. Still no cards yet. Good news there. But the one coming up tonight that me and Kevin will be back for later, we covered all here. Ghana and Panama. I'm looking forward to this game, actually.
I told you,
they got the card prop at 3.5. They're expecting it to be a war tonight. Panama are dirty, just point blank. Like, Panama are going to bring it and tackle you, and, like, they're going to play aggressive ball. Still, the 3.5, I'm still betting the under. But that Colombia-Uzbekistan game tonight, guys, could be a really chippy one. Okay. I'm telling you, like, the South American countries, they embellish. They're kind of dirty. They get frustrated if things aren't going their way, like Portugal did today, and then they start doing dumb things. Uzbekistan are basically like an MMA team in soccer cleats. Like, they're just running around like we played a friendly against them like last week. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what are you guys like? What do you want to fight? And then after the game, they were like, nice friendly match. And I realized, no, they're just tough. They didn't think it. Like, they were like, no, hey, we had a great time. Thanks for the match. And I was like, I'm thinking, yeah, you guys like hurt us and like tackled us and tripped us and like, but okay. So I could see it getting a little chippy tonight with the Colombians. But that's the one tonight, guys, that I think the favorite rolls. Ironically enough, Colombia. I think people are sleeping on the Colombians, Kevin. I think Colombia beats Uzbekistan like 2-3-0 tonight.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like, one of the things that 6 minutes in, I thought I was going to have a great day. I was on Colombia and Portugal each to score 2. And, so Portugal's kind of messed up a lot of my stuff, right? So basically, I got to decide, do I have to kind of reroute and figure out how to get involved with these, 2 later games here? I think I know what I'm going to do with the Panama game, but it's just Uzbekistan and Congo, where you can tell they're outclassed, but they're not awful. So you're just trying to like find the ways. Now, maybe Colombia will kind of make a statement here. Maybe they're a bit inspired, thinking, hey, top of the group's open now, right? Colombia shouldn't think anything other than that. Looks distraught.
We got a goal. Croatia.
Yo, both teams to score. See, this is where you start to get greedy. Gabe, I still haven't seen
this game just slowed down, too. It just started to slow down. I was like, man, this one and the under 2.5 is looking nice. Yeah. And then, boom, goal, Croatia.
Wow, beautiful play, though, Gabe, huh? Just absolutely gorgeous from Croatia.
Multiple passes, fantastic. Nice movement. They stretched everything out.
Come on, that is awesome.
And I don't know if that was, I don't know. Is that Rice? Yeah. Like, if you're Rice, like, dude, like, you're better off just eating it. You're just, like, he literally dodged out of the way of it. It's like, bro. Yeah. Maybe it hits you, or like even you're better off with a PK on that, right? Like Buddy just lit it up, and everybody, like, you saw him, like he sort of like got. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you get out of the way?
Well, we talked about it though, Gabe. Right now, England
no chance for the keeper.
Kind of taking on this pressure right now where they're hoping to just go on the counter, and one sloppy pass, an interception, and Croatia made them pay. We're evened up here. Both teams to score as a winner if you did play it.
There's been a lot of both teams to score, haven't there, in this tournament?
So, Gabe, I got to tell you, and I actually, in all sincerity, whether we do it on air or off air, need you to give me an update on who I need to worry about. Remember I told you I was going to take the 8-1 every team to score? Just like a goal in the group stage. And I'll be honest, I told that to Gabe, and Gabe goes, listen, I wouldn't be too confident in that. I said, I hear you. It's 8-1.
Well,
we'll have some fun.
But there was the first game we had the shutout, right? South Africa didn't score in the first game.
Correct. But all of a sudden, Curacao with a goal, Qatar with a goal, Congo with a goal. There's a lot of teams.
We misunderstood Marcelino's prop, I think, when he was talking about it.
Yes.
I think he did bet, will there be a goal in every game?
Which
not both teams to score in every game.
I don't mean to laugh. But I think, Gabe, is that the only score?
Can you imagine? You're right. The only scoreless draw was Spain. Who literally had 27 shots. It was 27-3.
Spain to score in that game, just Spain to score a goal minus, I don't know, 5,000? I'm not exaggerating. I think them to score 2 was minus 900.
There's a lot of these props, actually. There's a lot of the props the tournament props, the over-unders that are already pretty much dead. How many penalty kicks will be made in the tournament? Guys, how many penalty kicks have been awarded in this tournament? So Harry Kane today with 2 awarded. He scored 1. How many other penalty kicks have there been? 1 off the top of my head. I might have missed one when I was at the fan fest drinking and walking around. Game? Yeah, late last night. Yeah, my guy Artanovic, he scored. My boy scored that I gave.
Your boy.
Extra time, added time, and a penalty kick.
He
had a goal disallowed earlier in the game.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, offside. Offside.
All right, we'll get you updated numbers here. England, Croatia on SportsGrid.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, I'm talking about just a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron. Listen, I couldn't help it.
I knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
I told Chris England was a good bet to win this World Cup, baby. Look at this game.
Wow.
This game's opened up. Come on.
Yeah.
Gabe, I think you had a pretty good start to the day. I needed this one. I needed to. This was, Gabe, this was, I feel like we've both had like solid enough starts to this tournament. This game, if it would have been 0-0, that's one where I'm like, you know what? I'm not betting Ghana, Panama. I'm out. I'm not betting that game. Like, I needed this one to pull me back up.
I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people online actually that just tweeting generally about the World Cup that if I don't win this next game, I'm out. I'm getting killed. There's always that. I'm going in one more on Colombia. Like you got that one. If Austria doesn't win tonight, I'm out. Like I can't do this anymore. I've seen a lot of that. Well, I've already lost at 2.5. Good call by you. We're on England. That's a good thing. So I'm happy about that. I'm on England plus half a goal as well in another play. So you know what I mean? It's sort of give and take with this. No cards so far as well in this match.
Wow.
But I'm not going to lie. I've got like alt lines under 3.5s and 4.5s and stuff that I'm getting a little bit concerned with right now. But Harry Kane, ladies and gentlemen, Harry Kane has now scored 2 goals already. Coming off the heels of him. And Mbappe is probably thinking, what do I got to do to like not be forgotten about? Mbappe scores 2. Haaland scores 2 a couple hours later. Messi shows up, scores his first ever hat trick in his career in a World Cup match last night.
By the way, nobody needed that. Greedy. Everyone's scoring 2. Messi needed a 3rd. Greedy, in my opinion.
Yeah, just to like remind people, I'm still the best.
Yeah, ruined all my unders.
And I said this yesterday. I posted this when Mbappe, because Mbappe was 10-1, guys, to win the Golden Boot. 10-1. And after the game yesterday, he went all the way down to like plus 160. And I said, this is ridiculous. And I posted. I said, guys, there's a ton of great value on everybody else right now. You know, when I talked about it yesterday, I said Harry Kane is plus 750. I said Messi's plus 1,600, even though I didn't think Messi was going to score a hat trick last night. Erling Haaland was 11-1. These are the updated numbers right now. This is how wild this is. Messi is now plus 310. Mbappe plus 280. Harry Kane plus 280. Erling Haaland 10-1. This Golden Boot race is unbelievable, guys.
The thing is, we've seen like, interesting Golden Boot races. Gabe, it's all the megastars, right? Like, that's the best part. Like, when you think about the guys that are scoring multiple goals, it's Mbappe, Kane, Haaland, Messi, and I think maybe Kai Havertz, did he score 2? I know Flo Balogun did hilariously.
So he's at 16 still right now. Vinicius is at 33 for the record, but
he's got a goal.
It's almost,
I know that much.
It's almost though like you look like Erling Haaland, goal for goal, can score with these guys. The book doesn't think Norway are going to go as far as these teams are. Right? So if you look, you got Messi plus 350, Mbappe plus 280, Harry Kane plus 280 right now, because the sports books think all 3 of those teams are probably going to make it to the Final Four.
Which, and you would think, Gabe, at least 2 of them in terms of a Final Four appearance? At least one of them, I guess like that. And that might be kind of the key there.
Gosh, hey, Kevin, we got to look. We got to look at Spain here. Like, are we dismissing the Spaniards because they got shut out once? There could be hell to pay moving forward. Is Yamal going to drop a 5 spot?
That is the team that they were supposed to light up.
You're right. Like, that was the one.
Like, I think Spain can still go far in this tournament, but as far as Spain stacking up goals, I'm not banking on that. Then again, man, they've got some net. I think, Gabe, one of the matches they beat Morocco like 6-0. Like, sometimes they get it going and they just don't.
If they get mad,
pedal to the metal.
Yeah, if they get mad and it starts, the ball goes in early. Spain next matchup is it's actually on Sunday. It's not all that far off. It's coming up on Sunday against Saudi Arabia.
Oh boy,
yeah, they could hang a 4 spot on the Saudis.
The only thing is, Gabe, you have to imagine.
What do you think happens? Are people going to be scared, or is everyone going to go back in on Spain again, minus like the handicap?
So I don't know about you, Gabe, but I know I have some people in my life that if they reach out to me that they are betting Spain, that sounds the alarm. Stay away. Now, if I
It's
don't hear
minus
anything,
2.5.
but
Spain are minus 2.5 plus 100. You got to win by 3 goals if you bet the spread.
Plus 100 is not bad. Plus, I tell you
You got to win by 3. You're up 2. You got to win by 3.
Even one.
So same thing. We start the game, man, and it's 0-0 after 20 minutes. There's a lot of anxiety and anger out there, like about, oh my God, what's going on with Spain? Yeah,
Well,
but the
now
sports
you-
books are not. I'm just saying, Kevin, they're not backing off Spain because they know everybody's coming back to them here on the Asian handicap. They're minus 2.5 goals plus 100.
And I mean, even myself now, like I'm getting, you're telling me even money against Saudi Arabia to win by 3. I minus 150 gave for them to score. For them to score 3 is what I'm seeing here.
I
my
also want to
feet
go
frozen?
under 5.5 in this game now.
In-game?
Under 5.5 parlayed, yeah, with Colombia or something. I need a bailout. I'm not happy losing
tell you-
somebody's place.
You didn't think you were going to need under 5.5, did you?
I actually have. I think I have a 4.5 still, like in an alt. Like I like to cushion these alt lines. I'll bet the 2.5.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. I got to have some insurance here on this.
Yeah.
I went big on the cards, and the cards are still rocking here. We're still scoreless, no cards given yet.
And there weren't a lot of fouls, Gabe, I would say, too, right? Like, if
No, it hasn't been too. You're right. There hasn't. No,
tippy.
it's pretty free flowing. The ball's flying around a lot.
Yeah. Wow, man.
And as we say this,
What
Moda takes a dive, hits the ground hard. It's the thing when you bet cards too. Every time someone goes down, you got to worry. You're like, oh, is the ref coming over? Like, what's going on? Like,
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. We will be back. We'll go through the halftime options for England, Croatia, as well as the Panama.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, you know? Like, I'm talking about just like a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. Like, I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help
I
it.
knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
back at the right here on SportsGrid in-game live World Cup 2026 coverage, and Gabe and I are frustrated at this game for very different reasons, and I'm self-aware enough to know that mine are annoying. Like, no one should feel bad for me. I'm annoyed that I was so right about this game, but won't make enough money on it because Portugal ruined a lot of action. If Portugal scored 2, there's a lot of different things that happen here with England, Croatia. I'd be feeling amazing about. They just didn't make we didn't make it to this game. What all goals piling up in the commercial break, Gabe? Piling up.
We've been pretty lucky in this tournament. We've been a lot of action while we've been on the air. We haven't been hit with commercial breaks. Every time we go to commercial break, we miss 2 penalty kicks, 2 goals. Been 4 goals in the first half. At least if you're going to lose a bet, you lose it quickly. I can live with it. No cards still. The new updated card prop is 1.5 right now, but that's dangerous because this is like, I don't want to push our luck here at 1.5, but what do we do now? I mean, I'm almost like ready to, I don't know what to do with this game. Like, every time I'm like, oh, it's going to slow down. It doesn't. England keep collapsing in their own box. And
yeah, the defense looks terrible. Harry Kane's, kind of bailed them out. I have some.
They
England...
are bailed out. They're lucky the ref called the goalie off the line. Like, like this is close. This is like, for the record. I'm looking right now, and I have no choice. Under 6.5, and Colombia parlayed. They're not getting the 7. Come on. This kid, is this really going to end up 4-3?
No.
And you know what? We got to throw this out there. Kane's so getting a hat trick, though, isn't he? We got to get it on this.
Like, what I was trying to figure out, does England really concede another? Is almost now where my head is at. Oh gosh, terrible value. I was thinking maybe I'll take Croatia to not score in the second half, -220. I'm not betting that. I'm certainly
See, that's what I'm saying.
That.
I bet the under, and the books are like, where are these goals coming from?
Yeah, they have no idea. They agree with you.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's why I don't feel bad about this. The computer did not think 4 goals. Like, trust me, there's simulation and like all this.
Half.
Like 2-2 final, okay, fine. 2-2 final, it is what it is. Yeah, 2-2. Here are the stats at the half. Croatia, 52-48, time of possession. Croatia, dangerous attack, 16. England, 10. Shots, England, 9. 2 on target. Croatia, 4. 2 on target.
Yeah. Oh, man.
England are now -110. Draw +160. Croatia +500. So, guys, Harry Kane to score the next goal of the game is +400. Pretty,
well,
pretty
he's
nice
taking
price.
a penalty if there's a penalty, right? If there is a penalty, it's his.
What do you think the score ends? Is it going to end 2-2? Look, Portugal and Congo ended up one, it was a wild game, and they didn't score after an half.
Yeah, it was.
Right? So, does this end up 3-2 Croatia, 3-2 England, 3-3, 4-2, 4-3? I got to believe it slows down, bro. I got to believe the coaches are freaking out now.
I did take, Gabe, there were 2 groups I took to be the highest scoring group. It was France, Norway, and it was this group here. And this is not supposed to be like this.
No, that was a nice call.
I'm pretty excited. But I don't really know where to go in this game right now. There's been 4 corners. If England start to get on the ball more, could their corner count ramp up a little bit here, Gabe? And is that the way to play this one?
Yeah, what's the corner handicap right now? Asian corners or some 9. I do think there'll be some corner kicks in this game. Good call. It's 8.5 right now as far as corners in the game. We're at 4. Problem is, corner spread. England -4. Wow.
They're already up 2.
Yeah, it's a good point. So you really got to win by 3 though, because the tie loses.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to do
know,
that.
That over 8.5's a little interesting
You know,
to
how
me.
about this?
That's
I'll throw this out there. Sorry, Kevin. England raced to 7 corners plus 110. Did they get 4 corners? They get 4 corners in this, and I like that plus 110.
all right. There you go, guys. We'll see you right back here for Ghana, Panama in a couple of hours on SportsGrid.
Panama!
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, you know? Like, I'm talking about just like a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. Like, I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help
I
it.
knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you here 24 hours away from the biggest and grandest parade of all time, not just in New York City, but arguably in the world ever. I know a lot of you that are communists think that China does a pretty good job when their military comes out, and they parade on the streets of Singapore, I guess, wherever it might be. But
No.
Beijing, is that where it is?
Yeah,
Is it
Singapore's
Beijing?
a different.
I don't know where the hell it is.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, like when those dictators bring out their military,
Yeah.
and like billions of folks come out there to watch it. We're not communists, although the mayor might be, and we're not military. But wait till you see what happens in New York City tomorrow. It's going to be the greatest parade of all time, and we are now just 24 hours away. And I'm enjoying all of it. I'm enjoying watching people's heads explode, trying to figure out how Jalen Brunson became a top 5 player in the league, how the New York Knicks became champions, how they are going to repeat next year, if that's even a possibility, and why it's a New York world, and y'all are just living in it. I also find it interesting. There's an interesting thing going on right now that I'm somehow involved with in regards to Charles Oakley, the former Knick.
Yeah.
Who went to San Antonio on his own because the Knicks don't invite him because he's persona non grata to James Dolan and the Madison Square Garden. And he showed up there, showed up in Cleveland on the road when the Knicks were playing the Cavs. And apparently he's in New York now, hoping to insert himself into, I guess, the Knick conversation. And somebody close to Charles Oakley basically told me to mind my own business when it comes to Charles Oakley's relationship with the Garden and the Knicks. Why? Whoa. Why? Now, again, I'm not Charles. I'm not sure what he's looking to gain by saying the ridiculous things he said about Madison Square Garden. And no, I don't know every aspect of his personal story, but I do know Charles Oakley. We did have business meetings together way back in the day. And I just find it interesting that someone that appears to be so desperate to be invited to the parade and to be inserted back into the confines of Madison Square Garden like every other former Knick has been able to do, including Patrick Ewing, why he doesn't understand exactly why he's not invited back and why they don't want him back. Because you can't go scorched earth time after time after time about Jim Dolan or the Garden or guys like Patrick Ewing and not expect them to feel a certain way about it. I love Charles Oakley, the basketball player. I like Charles Oakley, the person. Like I said, I've had business meetings with him. I've been in his company. He's been on my show. This is not me with a personal agenda against Charles Oakley. I happen to like Charles Oakley. But when you say the things you say about the guy that owns the building, about people that were your teammates that played for the Knicks who have repaired their relationship with the Garden and are now welcomed back with open arms, you don't get invited back. Like, I don't know why this is so difficult. I know a lot of you out there who've never met Charles, aren't Knick fans, have never been to the Garden, and don't know the real story are coming out against me because of my take that he shouldn't be welcome at the parade and the Garden shouldn't invite him back until he takes the appropriate steps to be welcomed back. You people know nothing about the situation. And I understand it's very hard for some of you to divorce fandom from reality. I get that. None of you have met him. None of you know what really took place, but you're a fan of his for when he played for the Knicks. And I get that. I respect that. But you can't call the Garden a slave plantation and think they're going to go, ha, 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 come on back. You just can't do things like that. You can't publicly attack Patrick Ewing, even if there's some basis to your criticisms of Patrick Ewing when you play with him, and not expect people who like Patrick Ewing and support Patrick Ewing not to feel a certain way about it. And in the video that everybody has seen, which dates back, it feels like 10 years ago now.
It's a while now.
When he was at the Garden and got physically removed from the Garden by Garden security. And that was a bad look for the Garden as well. You also got to take some responsibility for what you were doing that night and your behavior that night. So long story short, I want to make sure this is very clear because people maybe don't hear me. They got wax in their ears, okay?
All right.
I think it would be great if I wake up one day where Charles Oakley and the Garden have repaired that relationship. I think it would be great if one day he's honored at the Garden and gets a standing ovation again from Knick fans. But that day is not going to happen and should not happen until Charles takes some responsibility for his part in it. That's all I'm saying.
Now, hold on, Craig. You said take some steps. So in your opinion, because a lot of people, not everybody, knew what you were just talking about there.
Yes.
But if you want to repair it so this doesn't keep on happening, because it appears to be, at least on Oakley's side, he feels like he's missing out.
Which is why, by the way, why was he in Cleveland for a playoff game, right?
Well, because he wanted to see the
Why
Knicks.
was he in San Antonio for playoff games?
He wants to see the Knicks.
Why is he in New York for the parade?
Right.
Because he's desperate to be back.
See?
But he doesn't act like it.
Okay. So what steps then?
Yes.
What steps, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Because you know Oakley's people are paying attention.
Yeah.
What steps do you think he should take so that Dolan and the Garden will accept
Fair
it back?
question. So number one, he's got to take some responsibility and ownership in what he was doing the night that he got kicked out of the Garden. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Not my story to tell.
Okay.
But he's got to take some ownership of what he was doing.
So that's step one.
Okay, that's step one. Step two, I think he's got to apologize to Patrick Ewing, number one.
Okay.
And I think he's got to apologize for the comments he made about the Garden and Dolan, comparing it to a slave plantation. Those are tough words to deal with when you're accused of that publicly by somebody. And by the way, I believe that if you own up to those things and you make apologies, whether publicly or privately, that there are people willing to accept those apologies and move forward like men. Like, I'm living proof of second chances, obviously.
Right.
I've had to apologize publicly to people. I'm not above that. Sometimes you say stupid things. Sometimes you do stupid things. And sometimes you're wrong.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not saying it's 100% to nothing, but the reality here is that he is clearly desperate to be back in their good graces, or else he wouldn't have been there, court level in Cleveland.
Right.
He wouldn't have been there court level in San Antonio.
Right.
And he wouldn't have made a point of flying back to New York the day before the parade. So I'd love that to be repaired. But it ain't going to be repaired because I think you'll agree with this. It takes two to tango.
It does, but if he takes responsibility and apologizes, then in your opinion, I know you're going to have James Dolan on your radio show later on today.
Yes.
So what then is his responsibility if Oakley does what you just said?
And let me just add to that because it's a very good question. I don't think it has to be done in front of the public.
Okay, no, in private.
That's the worst way to do it.
Right. I can understand
think
that.
you
Man
and
to
I,
man.
as men, need to be able to sit down in a room and look each other in the eye, and I'll take ownership of the things I did, and you take ownership of the things you did. I'm now going to tell you my grievances with you, man to man. You have the right to share your grievances with me, man to man, and then we agree in that meeting, we're good, shake hands, or you know what, we're not good. We shake hands. But that's how it happens. And I don't think it has to play out in public. Obviously, we'd love it to play out in public because we feed off that stuff. But this is a personal thing now. And I think that needs to be dealt with in a very private, personal manner. And look, there does come a point also, and maybe the championship also adds this if I'm being straight about it, where there comes a point where you say so many things about me.
Yeah.
Now you're dead to me.
Yeah, that you can't.
Like, I'm not meeting you.
Right.
And I'm not sure. I can't speak for the Garden, obviously.
Right.
I'm not sure if we're at that level yet.
I hope not.
But if we are, it also wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, and I'll just say, as an outsider, what makes me sad about this is to see Starks and LJ and Marcus Camby and so many past Knicks, Jeremy Lin around. It does feel like me, just as an outsider, like something's missing because he was such a big part of those 90s teams.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it feels like something's missing.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
He is the guy that's missing. But everybody else is back.
Yes.
So it can't, like my dad told me years ago, it can't always be everybody else's fault.
Right.
Sometimes it's your fault.
Sometimes.
And I think with Charles is a very proudful man, and I respect that. He's got to take some ownership of the things he has said and the things he has done. And I think once he takes that step forward, maybe there's a chance that he is welcome back. By the way, he's not the only guy that's not going to be at the parade today. There's another guy who is the voice of the Knicks who will not be there either. Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all four.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Is there any digging out of this massive hole that the Red Sox have built themselves? And Adam, I'm not talking about playoffs here, like I'm talking about just like a respectable 500 type season.
Yeah, this team is an absolute mess and should blow it up. Should be sellers come the deadline, and anything that you've got of value, get rid of it and just try and remake this thing.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Wembanyama goes to the park and plays chess against people. Like, I saw him come in with a book today. Yeah. He walked in with a book, Kevin. He had a bunch of books in his hand. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he's the only NBA player that actually walks in with a book that actually read it.
Yeah. It's a good take. Yeah.
Shot of LeBron.
Listen,
I couldn't help
I
it.
knew that I was trying to cut you off before you said the name.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Card Show. Great to have you here. Parade, of course, is tomorrow. And I give Jalen Brunson credit. Apparently, yesterday, maybe over the course of the last couple of days, obviously he signed a lot of autographs. People yelled clamoring for it.
Yeah.
So he signed an autograph, in quotes, 1A, Jalen Brunson. And that's an ode to Becky Hammon, who, remember, many months ago, when asked about Jalen Brunson as a lead dog on a championship team, if he had the skills to do it, she famously came out and said, he's not a 1A player.
Right.
So if you think, when you hear athletes tell you that they don't hear the criticism, that they don't listen to Sports Talk Radio, that they don't listen or read things about them, they're all lying. Much like I knew everything said about me, you know what's said about you. Jalen Brunson knows full well that Becky Hammon said he's not a 1A player. So he signed an autograph. It's the only one I've seen. In quotes, 1A, Jalen Brunson. I love that.
You know, before that, I only disliked Becky Hammon for being a traitor to her country for playing for Russia for the Olympics, which she did do. You can check. But now this one's going to outrank her being a traitor to her nation.
A traitor to her nation?
Yeah, that's right.
Becky.
When she was playing in the WNBA, I'm dead serious.
I didn't even know she played.
Oh, yeah, she was a good player.
I know she's a coach.
Oh, yeah, she was a good player.
She's going to be the first female coach in the NBA.
Or Dawn, if Dawn decides, because she's interviewed. But Becky Hammon, while she was playing in the WNBA, she's full American.
Yeah.
But because they don't make a lot of money, they play in other leagues. So she was using the rest of the year to play for the Russian league. So then when it came time to the Olympics, she was a good player, but not good enough to make Team USA. I mean, it's only 12 slots. She played for Russia.
Is that right?
And I've always held that against her.
Well, you should hold that against her.
That's why I don't want her to be the first female head coach.
It's either her or Dawn Staley, I think,
want it to be Dawn Staley because Dawn Staley not a traitor to her country.
Correct.
Becky Hammon is a traitor to her.
Okay.
I've always held it against her.
By the way, I didn't know that story, but I understand where you're coming from.
She's won a lot in the WNBA.
So all good by me. Yeah. I've no.
She's a traitor.
No issue with that. It's funny, here in New York, because the Knicks went on this magical run and the parade is tomorrow. The Knicks did us a service, and obviously if you're outside of New York, other than San Antonio, because the Spurs did, I think, fans in San Antonio. By the way, San Antonio is the fourth largest market that watches this show in the world.
Shout out.
New York, number 1, Philadelphia, number 2, Houston, number 3, and San Antonio is the 4th biggest audience we have. Millions and millions of people watch us in San Antonio, so I know you're watching right now. And I know you feel the same way other than losing to the Knicks in 5 games and having a dirty, filthy Frenchman as your best player, who's never going to make a big shot because he doesn't have the clutch gene. So while he might be the face of the league, he's going to be more like a John Stockton face of the league, a Charles Barkley face of the league, a Karl Malone face of the league.
Charles Barkley,
the type of guy that's
shots.
great, but doesn't make big shots and doesn't win championships. And for everybody that thinks the Spurs now going on this legendary run of championships, you still playing the same conference as the Thunder do. And while you beat the Thunder this past year, and it was a great win for you to advance to the finals, you're not beating the Thunder routinely when it comes to postseason basketball.
Well, we'll see.
So you got to win 1 before you win 5. So just remember that. And while they're going to be very, very good for a long time, we've seen a lot of very, very good teams. I think the San Antonio Spurs, and I give this a lot of thought, Tyrone. This is not clickbait. This is not, I'm desperate for attention.
All right.
This show has done over 500 million views since we started it.
That's true.
I just want to put that out there. So I don't need more attention. I get plenty of attention just being the handsome guy that I am, okay? And I put the work in, all right? The San Antonio Spurs, I think, are going to be this generation's Cleveland Cavaliers of the 90s. Now, let me just walk you through the early 90s into mid-90s Cleveland Cavaliers, okay?
Okay.
We're talking about Brad Daugherty at center. We're talking about Larry Nance, power forward.
Yeah.
We're talking about Craig Elo. Not great, but you know who he is.
Mark Price.
Mark Price, one of the most underappreciated point guards in the history of basketball.
A pure point guard.
Danny Ferry was on that team
later on
as well, obviously as a young player.
Harper pre-injury was
Ron
a
Harper
dog.
was there.
Was a dog pre-injury.
John Battle was on that team.
Yeah, I remember them.
All right, Mike Sanders was on that team. That was a damn good basketball team.
I guess
it was good enough, if not for Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the Bulls, to win multiple championships. And every year, They were a lock, worst case scenario, to get to the Eastern Conference semifinals. And then depending on when they had to play the Bulls, that's when their run came to an end, okay? That's what the San Antonio Spurs are. They're a damn good basketball team, probably good enough to win a championship one day. Their problem is going to be the Thunder in the West and obviously the Knicks in the East. There's a chance they go down in history as the greatest team to never win a championship. Let that sink in, Wemby fans.
You know what, Craig? See, this is where
that's called being a basketball historian.
No, it's not.
Knowing what I'm talking about and coming up with an argument that cannot be argued against.
It can't be. You're really putting me in a bind here.
Go ahead.
Number one, enjoy this one. I'm very uncomfortable with you talking about this Knicks team like a dynasty because while the playoff run was otherworldly, and they deserve a tremendous amount of credit for it, they underachieved in the regular season. And if you continue, they did.
Who cares?
They underachieved in the regular season. And why that matters is year to year, you can't keep thinking you're going to go on the road in important playoff series and win. So they're going to have to be better in the regular season going forward, number one.
Look, they were the 3 seed in the East this year.
And they 50-some games. This was a 60-win team that underachieved in the regular season.
There's some teams, and I think you agree with me on this, and I'll give you a football comparison in a second, where the regular season is largely unimportant because you know you're a lock to be in the postseason. So if I said to you that the Eagles don't have the number 1 seed, would you say they squandered the regular season? Or would you say they don't need the 1 seed to go to a Super Bowl?
Hold on.
You'd probably say that.
Depends on their record. If they're the 2 seed and they were supposed to win 14 games and they won 10, then they squandered the regular season.
I didn't see that. So we fundamentally disagree on that.
It's
that's
about,
fine.
It's about playing because you can't play with fire.
Here's the thing. I think when you do win the championship, nobody looks back and goes, yeah, it's great you won the title, but you underachieved in the regular season.
No, it's not about winning the title. What you're talking about, to me, just way prematurely.
Like is it dynasty?
We're talking about a baby being born at 16 weeks the way you're talking. Okay? Way premature.
So what Eastern team is going to stop the Knicks from having a dynasty?
Okay, I can tell you multiple
Without trades.
teams.
Obviously, there's a lot of big trades that are being talked about.
There's things that might happen. But what I'm saying is that the Pistons team that choked this year, right?
Yes.
Did win 60 games, and their young core, in my opinion, is going to get better.
Well,
you also
I heard that this past year. What's the benefit of winning 60 games if you don't go to an NBA Finals?
You also have, you're just going to ignore the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Who will have a healthy Tatum.
Well, we're going to see about the Celtics. The Celtics are in the prime spot to make a major trade, but much more coming up. Interesting take. Craig Garden Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Still all pumped up for that fried apple pie at McDonald's. A buddy of mine went to McDonald's yesterday and got one.
I thought they weren't out
I didn't think they were coming out to June 23rd.
Yeah, they're not out yet.
And then
Not
he said it
supposed to
didn't
be.
remind him of the one he got 30 years ago. So I'm thinking there might have been a Fugazi apple pie there.
Yeah, that was the
in
regular.
mix.
That's the regular.
Probably just the regular. He just assumed it was fried.
Yeah.
But June 23rd, man, I'm going to the Golden Arches. I know they're not even a sponsor of this show.
No,
but
not
I'm
yet.
getting in line. I go
Not
to
yet.
McDonald's usually for one thing every year, and it's the thing that I personally brought back to the 5 boroughs. And you could ask Mickey D's about that. And that, of course, is the Shamrock Shake. Shamrock Shake is the greatest milkshake next to the Strawberry Fribble at Friendly's of all time. And I take full responsibility for convincing the folks at McDonald's to bring the Shamrock Shake back into the 5 boroughs because we didn't have it for many, many years. So when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore of milkshakes,
Yeah.
Shamrock Shake,
Yeah.
Strawberry Fribble, they are
Okay.
1 and 2, historically speaking. All right?
Well, but-
1 and 2.
Yeah, but
But what? But what?
there's not 4 great milkshakes.
There
out
are 4 great milkshakes.
national milkshakes.
There are
not
4 great
local,
milkshakes. The third greatest
national-
milkshake, is the one that it's a sore spot to me because I invented it in the test kitchen at Wendy's, and I can prove that to you tangibly.
Yeah, I've heard this story.
I invented the mint frosty at Wendy's in
that's
their test
not, no,
kitchen
that's not an elite frosty.
because you never had it.
No.
You never had the
It's
mint
not-
frosty.
No.
Oh,
It
what are you, a
has to be-
chocolate frosty?
That's the one. The chocolate frosties, the gold
Do
standard.
you dip your French fries in it?
I started doing that
You
in
better.
2024.
By the way, if you were, let's just say this.
I didn't do it before
Let's
that.
just say the Frosty then is the 3rd greatest milkshake of all time.
100%.
Are we good on that?
Yes.
Pick your favorite flavor.
I can make the argument as first.
But the Frosty's up there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and the Frosty to me has always been more of a dessert than a
Yeah,
milkshake.
because you need the spoon.
Because it's so thick.
You can't use a straw for the
Cannot
frosty.
use a straw until it's 35
that's
minutes
what I'm
after you
saying.
ordered it.
That's what I'm saying. That straw's useless.
Now, the real question for many of you is,
You'll pop a blood vessel.
what is the 4th greatest milkshake of all time?
National milkshake.
Okay, now there's one of 2 to choose from, and it's a hot debate, and I'll let you pick. It's either the mint chocolate chip milkshake at Baskin Robbins.
Okay.
All right. Or it's the black and white milkshake with the brown bonnet topping at Carvel.
All right. Now, me personally, I've always felt like Carvel was more of a treat in a
Okay?
way.
And more known for the saucers than any of the ice cream.
Yeah, so it felt like more of a treat. So
Okay.
I go Carvel.
As the 4th greatest
Above the
milkshake.
Baskin
And
Robbins.
you go in black and white.
That's right.
Half chocolate, half vanilla,
Yep.
and they put the brown bonnet, which hardens, on the top just for a gift
That's
after
right.
you're done sucking up that milkshake.
Now that's a good list. I can't argue.
Those
That's
are
a
the 4
strong
greatest
list.
milkshakes on a national level.
National level.
Obviously,
There's
if
tons
you
of
have
good
a
ones.
mom and pop ice cream
Right.
place in your town, nobody knows of it.
Got no point
unless
of
you're in that
reference.
town.
Exactly.
So again, we're going the Strawberry Fribble at Friendly's, which, by the way, I'll also tell you, has almost dropped out of the top 4 because when I worked at Friendly's and when I fell in love with the Fribble, they used to use the real strawberry ice cream, whole milk, and a little strawberry syrup.
Yeah.
Now they make the Fribble with vanilla soft serve and strawberry syrup. There's no strawberry ice cream in it anymore. Yeah. But, Washington isn't president anymore. He's still on the Mount Rushmore.
Right.
Follow me?
Gotcha.
So the Strawberry Fribble,
The Shamrock Shake,
the Shamrock Shake at Mickey D's,
the Frosty
the Frosty at Wendy's, and the Black and White
from the Carvel.
at Carvel.
Now that's a good list.
Those are the 4 greatest milkshakes of all time.
It's going to be 90 degrees tomorrow. Perhaps people get that after the parade, after the Knicks parade.
During the parade and after the
Oh,
parade.
yeah, let's go
Right?
along the route.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
got something
have
to say
one.
over there? What do you have to say?
What milkshake?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just talking about what the national milkshake.
He just
we
wants me to-
covered them all.
I just gave you the 4
We
greatest national
covered them
milkshakes.
all.
Burger King don't have a great milkshake.
Nope.
Taco Bell doesn't even have a milkshake.
They should.
KFC should have one. They don't have one that
They
I
don't
know
have
of.
one. Nope. That's
Like
about
what
it.
other chain would you have?
Well,
where you're gonna get a great milkshake.
You know, Chick-fil-A, if they came out with one, I know it'd be
would
great.
be money.
But they don't have
If
one.
Chick-fil-A had a milkshake, it might very quickly become a favorite.
It would
if
be top
In-N-Out,
dog.
In-N-Out might have a milkshake. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's not a full national brand because I don't think there's an In-N-Out east of the Mississippi.
Right, so doesn't count. Now, what could happen, what would count would be Hardee's. The Roy Rogers Hardee's thing could count.
Again, do they have one?
They have enough. They don't have one, but I'm saying they cover enough of the country.
Yeah, like if Popeyes had a milkshake, I would think Popeyes would have a great milkshake
They probably would.
But I don't think they have one.
They don't, and it would be the most unhealthy, but that'd be part of it.
That's a very good point.
But that'd be part of it.
Yeah. Shake Shack has a great milkshake, but Shake Shack, while they do have a presence nationally, there's not like 10,000 Shake Shacks.
No.
Like if I can't go to a Shake Shack in Florida, that I'm aware of, maybe South Beach there's one, but so I don't think it's a big enough chain yet.
That's
but
right.
having had many of the Shake Shack milkshakes, it's a damn good milkshake.
Yeah.
It's just not a Mount Rushmore milkshake of all time. But Danny Meyer knows what he's doing when it comes to milkshakes. Yes. Some more NBA stuff for you. The 26 NBA Finals are now the most watched, as we discussed, since the 98 Final, which was Michael Jordan's last championship run against the Utah Jazz. I always told you guys that the threshold number that nobody thought the NBA would ever reach again from a television standpoint is to go north of 30 million viewers at any one point.
Right.
Game 5 did it. It's the only game of the series that did it. But as you see right there, got to 33 million viewers. I'm sure that's the last couple of minutes. Wanted to see the celebration. And obviously, if the Spurs could make a last-second shot to maybe make the game interesting. You see the year over year. I know most people don't care about ratings because whether you watch it or not, why do I care if anybody else watches it?
Because you like it.
But it's pretty significant that it's the most watched finals of this century and the most watched finals of what many people thought was the Holy Grail, Jordan's last championship against a very good Jazz team with Karl Malone and John Stockton, so name recognition. Obviously, they were kind of competitors in multiple finals as well.
Yeah, they had played the year before.
Right. So the fact that that's all time makes sense to me. The fact that this one is now second, I think speaks to a couple things. One, well, we all understand already New York City being involved and the millions and millions of people in the largest media market and the fact that the Knicks are a standalone franchise in New York as opposed to Yankees versus Mets, Jets versus Giants, etc. So that's part of it. And as much as I think his relationship with the NBA fans is going to need to be improved now.
And I think it will be.
Wemby, based on being a dirty player and all the things that not shaking hands and not standing for the anthem and all that stuff. He is the face of the league moving forward. And I did credit, just so you know, I'm not an anti-Wemby guy. I give Wemby 100% of the credit for saving the All-Star game this year.
Yes.
When he told the guys, I want to win the damn thing, they all followed him.
Everybody followed.
And so I'm not just picking on Wemby, because I had great things to say about Wemby around the All-Star game.
Just immature. He's 22. He's
It does
immature.
also show you his appeal.
Yep.
Because it's a combination of New York and the largest market out there, and Wemby.
Yep.
As a standalone superstar who hasn't yet obviously made the big shot or won a championship 3 years into his blossoming career. 33 million people is a lot of people.
That's a
It's like,
tremendous.
I can't do the math that fast in my head, but if my math is right, it's about 15% of all of America watching the NBA Finals.
Yeah, give or take, it's more than 10%, and that's insane. Also,
Like, let that sink in.
yeah.
right.
Now, conventional wisdom had always
And by the way,
been.
on a Saturday night.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Conventional wisdom would say Saturday night's a bad time. I think with the game starting so late, because remember, the Jordan games did not start at 8:40 back in the day. These games are getting later and later. I think people not having to work the next day enhanced the ratings in that last game because everybody can stay up at the end because they didn't have work tomorrow. So while the conventional wisdom has always been Sunday's the best night, I think Saturday, when you have a game starting at damn near 9 o'clock,
Yeah, it's
is a
interesting.
plus for when you want to get
'Cause you
that
don't have
kind
to
of
get
mass
up.
appeal. Right. You let your kids stay up. Some parents are pretty strict.
True.
But on a Saturday, you can stay up really late because you don't have school.
Yeah, and
the
I'll
next
be
day.
honest, I thought Sunday was a better night for the game because I think there's naturally a bigger audience, which is why
That's what it feels like.
the NFL doesn't do a lot of Saturday night football.
Exactly.
It's Sunday night football because the test show there's a bigger audience
Right.
for Sunday night. 60 Minutes isn't on Saturday.
Right.
It's on Sunday.
Right.
Bigger audience, obviously, right? So in any event,
But
it just shows
but
you.
just-
For everybody that thinks and has said, I think we've all probably said it at some level, oh, the NBA is broken, oh, the NBA needs to be fixed, or, I hate this, I hate that. And there are legitimate gripes about the sport that we have discussed and will continue to discuss. I think this finals, even though it didn't go 6, it didn't go 7, proves again that Americans have a healthy appetite for an NBA basketball, even though we complain about it throughout the majority of the year. We hate flopping, right?
Yep.
We hate tanking, right? We hate the 65 game rule. There's a lot of things about the sport we don't like. But when it all comes down to it, we love us some basketball.
You're absolutely right about that. The other part I think that gets the fact that there were a double-digit comeback in every single game. By game 5, it became a point where after the 29-point comeback where you couldn't miss the game because you might miss more history. Like you
Right.
couldn't miss game 5 when it peaked at 33 because no matter how much the Knicks were down and they were down double digits again, no one turned it off because they can come back.
And
you're
down
like,
16 was like,
So?
16?
No.
That's like the game's tied.
Exactly. And that's something that was unique to this series. Another series, if a team gets up that many times, it might be a sweep.
Yes.
If you let a team get up double
By
digits
the way,
every game.
I don't think we'll ever see that ever again.
Ever again.
Where the team that loses and loses in 5 had a double-digit point lead in every single game.
Right.
Like, that might be the type of thing 25 years from now we go, hey, remember that? Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we ever see that again.
287 million to 1 for that to happen.
Is that right?
Yes, to be up double digits in 5
Meaning
days
somebody
and
made
lose
some money.
4 of them.
Because I had a couple people when I was doing the post-game show reach out to me, on the comment section because I wondered out loud because obviously I'm aware of gambling. I just don't gamble anymore myself. I was wondering aloud, what would the spread have been or the odds have been if you wanted to take the Knicks, like, down 16 in game 5, down 29, in game 4, etc. And the best I saw online, somebody took the Knicks plus 2,500.
There you go.
When they were down by double digits.
Yeah.
And it was a small bet, but,
Right.
Cashed in on it.
Yeah, to do that in all the games that they did and win 4 of them, it was literally 287
Crazy.
million to 1
Crazy.
to be down that many times and win it in 5.
Yeah, a couple other
come
NBA
on.
stories for you. The honest sweepstakes seems like it's down to only a handful of teams.
maybe
the latest
true.
report I saw this morning was the Miami Heat may have become the front runners for him. There you go. You see right there.
Yeah.
That's via Clutch Points NBA. Polymarket retweeted it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out for the life of me what the Heat have to give up if it's just a 2-team trade. right? Because the trade that started to make more sense to me was getting a third team involved. And it was Giannis to Boston, Jaylen Brown to the Clippers, the number 5 pick goes back to Milwaukee, and some other considerations. But if you consider the fact that the New York Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges only a couple years ago, and other teams have also given up multiple first-round picks for this guy or that guy, the only comp that you could come up with where a significant amount of first-round picks were not given up would be the Luka trade to the Lakers. Like, the Lakers didn't give up 5 first-round picks, right? Matter of fact, the Lakers should have given up more in both picks and in player compensation. So that's the better comp to me than Mikal Bridges is, which a lot of people like to bring up. But other than Tyler Hero in Miami or a bevy of picks, like, what do the Heat really have that Milwaukee wants without a third team getting involved in that?
I think the key for the way the Bucks are looking at it is you can clear salary that way.
But you got to get 3 or 4 players and picks for a guy like Giannis.
You do, unless you want to have a clean slate. This is a very good draft. You want to have a clean slate and start over. Sometimes in the NBA with this second apron, having free books has a lot of value.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Giannis is such a once-in-a-lifetime player. And by the way, let me just say this. Assuming Tyler Hero has to be in that deal,
Has to be.
which I can't imagine a Heat deal for Giannis that doesn't include Tyler Hero. I just say this, maybe the first guy to say it. The Miami Heat are not winning a championship. Not this year.
Not the first
I can
year.
tell you that.
Now,
Giannis, as great as Giannis is, Giannis in Milwaukee is not winning a championship,
No,
right?
just them. No.
Right.
Now, the one that's far more scary are the Celtics.
Yes.
Because if you just trade Jaylen Brown and now you add Tatum and Giannis, that team could win a championship.
Yes, and they have a great coach, Udoka, obviously, as well.
Yeah, that would be.
No, not Udoka, yeah.
No,
Udoka's
in Houston.
He's a Houston.
It's the cornball. I don't like him.
Your guy.
Yeah. He gets on my nerves. But anyway, that trade is more scary for everybody because that team would be ready right away. You make small moves around those two, but Tatum and Giannis, tough to guard for everybody. For everybody.
By the way, if the Celtics give up Jaylen Brown and nothing else, and get
maybe
Giannis,
picks and other things.
The Celtics are the second favorites in the East behind the Knicks.
They be the
to win
first
the
favorite.
championship.
They be the favorites.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Mazzulla's the coach.
Mazzulla. I don't know why I said Udoka. Udoka's the Houston. And yes, that's one story. I got 10 seconds. The other story is LeBron James looks like he's staying in the state of California. We're down to 2 teams now. He returns to the Lakers or he goes to Golden State. Period. Stop.
Are you ready for el verano más futbolero de tu vida? Latination Football Club turns into Copa Nation, our live stream experience every day, de lunes a viernes, 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Pacific as well. Checking in after the games. In that slot between games, we got you, my friend. We're going to have celebrities, legends of the game, content creators, and a bunch of our friends that are going to keep you entertained and informed, letting you know what's happening all across the 3 countries that are going to be experiencing this crazy football tournament. Don't miss it. Copa Nation right here on Latin Nation every day. Check it out.
Terrible start last year, injured all the way through, didn't have a chance to win that Major League Baseball season. This year, first team to 20 wins, first team to 30 wins, first team to 40 wins. It's all in the Atlanta Braves. Good baseball club lurking around here.
They still have some guys, some starting pitchers on the shelf there that could help them down the road, but the Braves are sitting pretty right now.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Pitching has been really good in their bullpen too. So Chris Getz, their general manager, credit to him. This guy was getting pounded a couple of years ago for decisions and everything like that, but man, it is seemingly working out. The fans, by the way, all of a sudden are pouring in there. Their attendance is on the rise too. So a great sign that the White Sox are in this thing. Now, long term, I don't know. Like, is this a postseason team? Is it a deep postseason team?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Current Show, Tyron Johnson here as always. All right, so I'm kind of being forced into this. It's a topic I have very little interest in, but I'm also sensitive to the fact that just because I don't watch it or love it doesn't mean that a lot of you people watching right now haven't developed a liking for it. So I respect the audience because the audience speaks. It's really your show. I'm your servant here. I'm just here to talk about the things that you find important, and that's my gift, frankly, to America, that I understand what you people want to talk about, so I talk about the things that you talk about, like the fried apple pie at McDonald's coming back on June 23rd.
That's right.
Like, I know you're talking about it. I'm talking about it, too. Soccer's back.
I told you.
A lot of people seem to be watching it.
27 million people watch.
A lot of people watching soccer right now.
That's right.
Maybe because there's nothing else on. I suppose that's part of it. Unless you are in a baseball-hungry town, like the Yankees in New York, the Dodgers in L.A., Philadelphia Phillies, who obviously have turned their season around with Don Mattingly.
Yep.
But are you watching soccer in Philly, Tyrone?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
You're all in.
I'm all in.
You're a strange guy.
I'm not a strange
You are.
guy.
You're like, I have some friends like you. You're not my only friend, where I worry about you.
Why?
I don't know if you have any interests other than sports.
I have tons of interest.
And you have a beautiful wife who I adore. And I know you love music.
Love music.
And you love clothes.
Love clothes.
Yeah. But it's like, Tyrone will come in and be like, yo, you see what Caitlin Clark did last night? I'm like, you know I didn't. And then I'll be like, yo, you see Messi last night? Had a hat trick?
He did.
No, I didn't. And then this morning, to give you a real life, real-time example of Tyrone this morning, he goes, you know, you could have made a wager yesterday that Messi would have more goals
than Mbappe and Haaland.
And who?
Mbappe and Haaland.
What's the other guy's name?
Haaland. He's
Haaland?
the best. Haaland.
The actor that's dating
No, H-A-A.
Moana?
He's from Norway.
Oh, dating Zendaya?
Yeah. He's the the number one.
So the answer was no, I didn't know that.
Yes. So Mbappe is a great goal scorer. Haaland's a great goal scorer. Messi has become more of a facilitator with age.
Okay.
So
had a
there was
hat trick.
Yes, he ends up with 3 goals, but both of those guys scored 2, so it would have been one of those crazy bets.
So those guys had 4 goals to Messi's 3. So you could have bet on...
No. It was individual players. The thought was that both of those guys would score more goals than him.
Oh, not combined.
Right, and then they both scored 2, so it feels like a safe bet. And bang, here comes Messi with that hat trick.
I got to be honest,
unbelievable.
The first of his 3 goals, because I saw the highlights this morning, that's bad job by the goalie.
Okay.
Went right through his hand.
That happens.
Yeah, like he was Wemby trying to make a big shot in an NBA Finals.
Sure.
Oops. The other goals... I mean, for him, they're probably wide open goals.
But
you and I probably miss him. But he obviously put him in the back of the net. And
38 years old.
Who's he play for?
Argentina.
He still plays. Still?
Yes.
I know they trade. I know they change teams.
No, not for your country. They don't.
Oh.
This is the World Cup.
So, unlike a lot of Americans who change countries they play for, like goo.
Yes.
Or even my guy Carl Anthony Towns. Who played for the Dominican Republic team because of his mom.
Yeah.
Right? So American guys like to play for any country, but these guys play for their country.
Also, his team has a chance of winning the whole thing.
Argentina does.
Oh, yeah. They won it last time. They're not the favorites, though.
They've won it before, I know that.
Yes, Spain is the favorite.
I'm a Brazil guy, to be honest. Because I'm a Pele guy.
They haven't won in a while.
Pele being a dear friend of mine, having played with Pele on the pitch at formerly known as Giant Stadium back in the day in 1978, and being in the building when Pele played for both teams, both the Cosmos and Brazil. And obviously, I'm very good friends with Shep Messing, the greatest American goaltender of all time, who's also the first American athlete to be in Playgirl. I need nothing but bush everywhere. It's embarrassingly bad. But I couldn't pose back in the day. Check it out. I would say Shep Messing posed for the cover of Playgirl in '79. Yeah, it was when the full babushka was a thing here in America. And I tell my boys all the time, you have no idea what you avoided. No idea the trap you avoided.
Well, I heard about a guy who ended up having to have a small procedure in the throat.
I don't want to discuss. You discuss. See, you always take it one step too far.
That's all I heard.
You're a shock jock.
I'm not a shock jock.
You always take it one step too far.
I heard about it, okay? Yeah. And they wouldn't, so they had to go and get it. Yeah. Seriously, he couldn't get it out. So they had to go get it. Slight.
Here's the question. I know what he's talking about. Not to have it described to me. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Okay, that's what I was told.
Microsurgery in your throat.
Well, had to go grab it.
What is he choking on? Oh, okay. Very good.
It's the 70s.
All right, so here's my question for you.
Yeah.
My answer is no. So I'll give you my answer before I ask you the question, so you know where I stand.
Yeah.
Is there any world that we live in today where you can conceive of the possibility that Team USA wins the World Cup?
The whole thing?
Yes.
No.
No chance, right?
No, not to win the whole thing.
That's what I figured.
But
and our next game is Friday. I think.
Friday against
Which
Australia.
is another weird thing. One game
3
a
o'clock.
week?
In these
Like, we can't play every 3 days?
They can.
Instead of dragging this thing out to August?
There's a lot of teams playing. A lot of teams playing.
Every 3 days.
No.
They're playing in Philly, they're playing in Jersey, they're in Houston, they're in LA. Like,
today.
How many more stadiums do we need?
Portugal and the Congo are playing today.
The Congo?
Yeah, they made it.
All right, so just explain this to me, because I have seen some of the teams that are playing.
Yeah.
I didn't know the Congo was one of them, but I saw the Ivory Coast is playing.
Yeah, but not today. England, Croatia plays.
The Congo is playing.
Ghana, Panama.
Croatia, they have teams, right?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those kind of hybrid guys, like an albatross, where I probably know more soccer than any other human being in America.
Oh, boy.
All right? Having played with Pele, having watched the movie Victory 50
we got
times.
the resume. What is the question?
All right, sorry. I just want to be like, I'm not saying this as a novice to soccer.
I understand.
I probably know more soccer than anybody in this country right now.
Just ask you.
I just don't talk about it because you guys don't care about it, all right? I do, and I watched Victory 50 times. Remember, Stallone was the goalie?
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know if you guys remember.
The shorts were uncomfortably short.
Explain to me how Congo has a team in the World Cup, how Ghana, you said, how the Ivory Coast and other teams, and Croatia, right? How do those countries that barely have running water and electricity have a team in the World Cup and Italy doesn't?
Those countries have running water.
Explain that to me. Italy doesn't have a team in the World Cup, but the Congo does?
Yes, and that's because Italy.
How is that possible?
They didn't win games. You have to
Congo
qualify.
did?
Yes.
They found 11 guys living in the Congo who are better at soccer than Italians?
Yes.
No possible
Italy
way.
also wasn't focused. Losing all over the place.
The Ivory Coast?
Yes, they're focused.
What?
Better teams.
I'm investigating this. This doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't always do a great job of delivering it in the right way. I will admit that. But I think overall, when you're honest with people, they know they can trust you. That, I think the last thing you want to be is somebody who BS's people. And then they don't know if what you're saying is true, if you're manipulating them.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio. Only on SportsGrid.
Terrible start last year, injured all the way through, didn't have a chance to win that Major League Baseball season. This year, first team to 20 wins, first team to 30 wins, first team to 40 wins. It's all in the Atlanta Braves. Good baseball club lurking around here.
They still have some guys, some starting pitchers on the shelf there that could help them down the road, but the Braves are sitting pretty right now.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
This is all about headlines, Donnie. If we hear, if that noise gets louder as we get closer, then 45 cents is going to be 65 cents, and that's the repricing we're talking about. I don't need Utah to get them. I need people to think Utah is going to go up and get them, Donnie, and that's how you make money.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all four.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out. this happen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at the fact that it's it's easier now to get a concealed carry license in New York, easier than before. Because in Jersey it's hard to get. And you can't take them across state lines.
Yeah.
And then Ethan was asking me, why do I want one?
Yeah.
I really don't. But a guy cut me off going into the tunnel today, coming into the city, and I thought it'd be cool if I was able to go, "What's up?"
That's
you want to just cut people off? That's what we're doing now. Randomly cutting off people. You can't make room for a Hyundai.
Conceal carry. Concealed carry. Yeah. What you're looking for is open carry.
Yeah, open carry.
You just want to be able to drive.
What's up?
Drive, right.
Who's got something to say?
Yeah, that's not.
I didn't think you had something to say, did ya?
Yeah. That what you're describing is not concealed.
That's not concealed.
No.
That's the opposite. Yeah. I'm also not allowed to carry a firearm, but that's another story for another day.
Well, you've lived a life.
I'm just saying, it'd be interesting. Like, you always have that a-hole's like, on the horn, or like you're in mad traffic and it's not your fault. Like you merged into traffic.
Yeah.
So I always believe I drive with the rule of every other.
Yeah, the zipper method.
Yes, I think that's appropriate. It's not my fault to merge.
No.
You go, I go, you go, I go.
That's the fair way to go.
But there's always that guy that inches up and doesn't give you any space bumper to bumper, which is like an Ethan move.
Yeah, Ethan.
Like, you're a bad guy. So a guy like you that's like, I'm not giving you any space to come in, knowing that we live by the zipper rule, you go, I go, you go, I go. I flashed the gun. Now what do you got to say for yourself? You piss your pants is what you do, and now I get ahead of you. Right?
I mean, fair enough.
You are that guy. I knew you were that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand the rules.
Yep.
You go, now I go.
And everybody wins that way.
And everybody's happy. There's always that jackass in a German-made car who's like, on the bumper, on the bumper. And they don't make eye contact with you.
Oh, no.
They pretend like they don't see you.
They don't see you.
Yeah, they're raw dog the ride home. Yeah. Raw
no
dog.
protection.
That's
no
like when
protection.
you raw dog. That's not what you're thinking.
It's a miracle he only had 2 kids. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Miracle.
Let me show you some video before we get out of here. The first video I want to show you shows that Europeans party better than we do sometimes at sporting events. Give me the Norway fans break it down to a rowing celebration. Play that, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's going up an escalator.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. They obviously have no idea how dirty American escalators are.
They don't care.
But I love that. That they're like, I don't care where we are. We're doing what we do in Norway. That makes them Norwegian.
Yeah, that's cool.
In case you didn't know that. They're not Norwegians, as Ryan thought they were this morning. That's one. Let me give you a sound. Here's a French guy who's tasting Texas barbecue for the first time. Now, typically in France, they refer to American cuisine as la malbouffe. Okay. La malbouffe translates into foul food. All right? That's what the French think of our cuisine. Here's a guy tasting Texas barbecue for the first time. Go ahead, guys.
Mesdames et messieurs, we need to talk about l'Amérique. As French, we need to stop saying Vive la France and start saying Vive l'Amérique. This place is incroyable. C'est incroyable.
Yeah, that guy had barbecue for the first time. And I saw a video, maybe not of him, of other French guys in a barbecue joint. And they bust out a fork and knife. And the dude who's like the smoker, the guy at the barbecue place goes, fork and knife.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Eat that rib of your hand.
Right.
And they were like, oh my God, sacre bleu. That's the greatest thing I've ever had in my life.
Right. And also, you know what, French, with your stupid quail eggs, shut up about food. Okay? Shut up. What do you know about food?
They know butter. I give them that.
Cheese.
The butter and cheese.
They know
and
about
bread.
that. Yeah.
You give me a good baguette, a hot baguette.
There you go.
With some butter on top.
Yeah.
If that's all they bring to the world,
that's great.
Thank you for that.
Right.
I'm with you.
Right, but enough with the then we bust a quail egg on it. Who asked for a quail egg on anything?
Yeah, well, I do like eggs on my burgers. I'm not gonna
but
lie
not
about
quail.
That. No, regular chicken egg.
There you go.
Over easy on my burger. It's just the greatest burger of all time.
Somebody told me that the duck egg is superior.
Well, the duck egg is bigger.
They say
it's a bigger egg.
They say apparently it has a better flavor for the burger.
I don't have ducks. I have chickens.
I'm just
and
telling
I
you
have some extra eggs in my fridge I need to get rid of. So if you guys want some eggs tomorrow, just swing by the crib and I'll take care of you. Yeah. And final thing I want to play for you today. It's not even sports related. There's a guy on a boat, small boat. Somehow the guy falls off the boat. The boat's now, you guys can play it. Here's an out-of-control boat. Let it play. And that boat's going to hurt somebody.
No.
That's a Coast Guard boat chasing it. They're concerned that boat's going to hit a marina, hit another boat. The dude literally fell off the boat. Watch the Coast Guard intercept the boat. The Coast Guard guy in the front
jumps on it,
jumps off his boat onto the runaway boat. Bang! Right there, takes full control of the boat. Idles down. Everybody's safe. That's the American military at its finest. God bless you, Coast Guard people. We'll see you again tomorrow. Actually, I'm off tomorrow and Friday for the parade. Tyrone's got you covered. Have a blessed day.